Hi everyone. This week's video is all about diversifying the curriculum. How diverse is the curriculum that you are currently teaching? And if the answer to that is not really, then what is it that you can do about that as a teacher? We've worked here for the last 5 years or so on diversifying the range of voices that are represented throughout the English curriculum, because remember, I'm secondary English. And I feel like that was massively accelerated by the Black Lives Matter movement more recently. And since then, we've done a number of other things that I'd like to share with you now that have improved our diversity even further within our curriculum. We first of all met with the alumni, and there were a few really interesting comments that came out of that conversation, one of which was the importance of not having all BAME narratives being sad. One of the people that talked this through with us said that only ever seeing an aspect of your identity portrayed as a victim was something that she had found quite common. And so we've tried to ensure that that's not the case moving forward. They also talked about the constraints at GCSEs and the texts that they have to study. And so it's important then that we compensate for that at Key Stage 3, making sure that all students are exposed to a variety of texts written by a diverse range of writers, expressing a diverse range of voices all the way through their Key Stage 3 journey. And also in their Key Stage 4 journey, of course, but we wanted to ensure that that was all the way through their school experience. They also mentioned the lack of diversity in teachers. And whilst that's not possible for us to change right now, we thought that we could perhaps look at having visitors in school, speakers perhaps, maybe including some CPD for teachers to develop their confidence delivering and talking about texts that we bring into the curriculum. And possibly thinking about creative writing as well. So some possible links with the alumni, maybe an alumni network. So for example, if we're doing a creative writing lesson, maybe someone from the alumni could come in who is now studying English language at university perhaps, or share a piece of writing that they've written. All of these ideas came from that initial conversation, which we found really useful. So some student voice, some alumni voice, some parent voice, some teacher voice, all of those things can help to pull a plan together for your school, for your department. What we then did was an audit, which was very illuminating actually. It was a very detailed audit. It's in total, I think, like 15 pages long. And what we did was we went through each year group for the English curriculum and each half term, so each scheme of work throughout the year across all of the year groups. And once we'd done that, we looked at the topic that was being studied, any issues that we felt were arising when thinking specifically about a diverse curriculum. Then we thought about the texts and the extracts that were currently being taught. And then we thought really carefully as a team about further suggestions, more diverse suggestions that we could add into that scheme of work and the reasoning behind those. And I'm more than happy to share this with anybody that wants to have a look at how we did that, because it was, like I say, a really illuminating experience, and it ensured that moving forward we have taken on board the things that the alumni raised, and we are doing something about that. One of the schemes of work that we created from scratch post Black Lives Matter, the movement, was the a year 10 scheme of work, and I'm going to share with you now the topics that we covered. So this was a really gorgeous scheme of work that we taught in the autumn term this year, and it went really well. So we covered Jessie Owen and the power of sport. We covered Black voices in speech, news and fiction, and some of the people that we looked at were Anthony Joshua, Ruby Bridges, Rosa Parks, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. There was lots and lots of incredible extracts that we used for those lessons. They worked particularly well. We looked at Marcus Rashford and class, we looked at the kite runner, we looked at monuments. And because students had been exposed to the Black Lives Matter movement and they were aware of it and they were involved in it, they found these lessons really engaging and beneficial. And so I would really recommend thinking about, if necessary, planning schemes of work from scratch. Instead of adding things in, thinking about how you can restructure certain parts of the curriculum to ensure that you are offering that diverse range of voices. We've got an array of resources that I could share on this. So all of the lessons that I've just talked through, that Year 10 scheme of work, I've got the audit, I've got the comments and what we did with those comments from the alumni conversation. So if there is anything that you would like, book recommendations, extract recommendations, then do just drop me a message and I'd be more than happy to share.